Well, hello there, truth seeker. You can hear it, can't you? The silence, deafening, swelling, bloating. Because everyone is begging for that one person to come tell you what you were never supposed to know. But here's the punchline. The end is already here, and you never stood a chance. You were walking through a world built on illusions, polished lies, and everyone around you, chained to silence, desperate, drowning in truths they were too afraid to whisper. So they begged for someone else to do the dirty work, to tell you, to shake you, to pull you out of the fantasy, but nobody dared look you in the eye and say, "You're not crazy, you were right all along." Because if you woke up, the whole thing burns down. So they begged this person, this ghost behind the curtain, to come to you, to spill it all. But guess what? That person, they took too long. Because the truth you were denied has already devoured the liars who tried to hide it. Let me ask you something. Do you know what it's like to be the last sane mind in a collapsing asylum? Do you know what it feels like to realize you were never insane? It was the world that was diseased. They stared at you like you were the problem, but now their faces, frozen, pale, because what they mocked you for believing is real, and it's here. And now the countdown's finished. You didn't need someone to tell you the truth. You became it. You became the rupture, the revelation, the monster under the bed that suddenly sat on the mattress and smiled. They begged someone to warn you because they knew. Once you found out, there'd be no return, no bargaining, no mercy. Just a smile with blood on its teeth and a voice that said, "Thanks for the silence. Now choke on the consequences." Oh, now they want redemption. Now they want to confess. Now they want to drag someone in front of you and say, "Please, tell them. Tell them what we did. Tell them what's coming." But what's coming already came. It wore your face. It moved like revenge. It laughed like betrayal. It shattered every lie like glass in a riot. And now, you're not looking for answers. You're handing out verdicts. They thought they were safe, as long as you stayed confused, as long as nobody gave you the map or pointed at the locked door you were born to open. But when the one person they feared most finally looked at you and said, "You already know," that's when the world cracked. That's when everything they built on silence and shame and secrets collapsed beneath your footsteps. They begged someone to tell you because they thought, just maybe, you'd go easier on them. That if you knew the truth was hidden from you, you'd show some mercy. But truth doesn't negotiate. It doesn't bargain. And you're not here to soothe anyone's conscience. You're here to end it. They didn't want you to find out, because they knew you wouldn't just react. You'd evolve into something sharper, colder, crueler. Now you're the thing that walks in calmly, while the building burns behind you. And all they can do is scream, "Please, someone tell them, please, stop this." But you've already heard enough. And the one who could have saved them showed up too late. The stage is blood-stained, the curtain's on fire, and the Joker's already told the final joke. The same mouths that mocked you, that spat laughter in your face when you questioned the script. Now those mouths are trembling, begging that one person to come forward, to spill what's rotting behind the curtain. But here's the delicious part. That person. They're standing behind the glass, watching it all burn, and they're smiling too, because they know you don't need truth anymore. You are the reckoning. They didn't want justice. They wanted delay. They weren't hoping you'd heal. They were praying you'd hesitate, that maybe, just maybe, If someone softened the blow, you'd spare them the consequences. But you're not here to play therapist to traitors. You're not handing out hugs in a collapsing coliseum, no. You're handing out punishment like bullets in the dark. Now they sit in silence, hoping for a different ending. But the ending isn't coming. It's already here. And it's loud, and it's personal. And it has your fingerprints all over it. The person they begged to come talk to you. They were the last hope, the final delay button. And now even they know. You're not someone to be reasoned with. You're someone to be remembered by. And the memory will be violent. They fed the silence. Now they eat the screams. Every moment you spent questioning yourself, that was them feeding the monster. That was them tightening the chains. And now, you've broken every link. You've turned their whole scheme into your origin story. You aren't asking, why did they lie? You're asking, how loud can I make the truth hurt? Now the truth isn't spoken. It's injected directly into their bones, into the cracks of their masks, into the nightmare they stitched together and tried to dress as normal. And that person, the one they begged to speak to you, they're silent too, not because they can't speak, but because there's nothing left to say. The damage isn't coming, it's done. And now you walk like a warning, not a whisper, not a rumor, but a living, breathing apocalypse they prayed would never open its eyes. They treated your silence like obedience. They mistook your patience for peace. They gambled that you would never reach this moment. But now, you're the reason the sky is falling, and the only thing echoing in their minds is, please, tell them before it's too late. Too late. You were never waiting for a truth teller. You were waiting for a trigger. And now, you've been pulled, fired, released, and there's no rewinding the bullet. They thought if someone told you, it might change your mind. They didn't realize. You already knew, and you let them lie so they'd bury themselves deeper right before you struck the final blow. They wanted someone to warn you, but the only warning you needed was the sound of them begging. Now they're choking on the silence they created. You sat still. You gave them a chance. You watched them squirm. Watched them sacrifice honesty just to maintain illusion. And still they thought, if someone just tells them, maybe they'll understand. Maybe they'll forgive us. But the truth isn't a bedtime story. It's a burial site. And you've already dug the graves. That person they begged to speak, they missed the cue. The curtains closed, and now the spotlight's on you. You don't want the truth. You want them to feel it, because words aren't enough anymore. Confession won't cleanse them. No apology will reverse the trauma they fed you spoon by spoon. You want them to ache the way you did, in silence, in darkness, with nobody to explain why the world felt like a knife pressed against your spine. Now they understand what it means to scream and have no one come. Not as a victim, not as a survivor, but as the architect of their collapse. They begged that person to come tell you the truth because they thought truth was a rope, something to pull you out of the pit. They didn't realize you made your home in the abyss. You lit candles there. You carved your name into the stone walls. You stopped looking for a way out and started building a throne in the fire. And now, your silence is surgical. Every step you take is calculated vengeance. Every look is a scalpel. You don't need to scream anymore. You are the scream they never saw coming. They wanted one person to soften the blow, to explain it gently, to buy them time. But this isn't a therapy session. This is an execution. You know what's worse than fear? Realization. And now they realize you were never behind. You were watching, studying, waiting for the moment their lies overlapped so badly that they strangled each other with them. And that moment? It's now. It's here. The end has already arrived, and it's wearing your grin. They thought you were late. You were right on time. Because justice doesn't wear a watch. It doesn't ring a doorbell. It walks in uninvited with blood on its boots and says, "Remember me?" Now they all remember. And the one they hoped would stop you is standing in the back, crying too. Because they know you don't need the truth anymore. You've become the consequence. And consequence doesn't negotiate. No plea, no forgiveness, no savior, just you. You, the storm they tried to ignore, the tsunami they refused to evacuate from, the final domino they pretended wasn't teetering until you fell and buried everything. Someone needs to tell them before it's too late. Too late was yesterday. Too late was when they decided you didn't deserve the truth. Too late was when they looked you in the eyes and smiled through the lie. You don't need a messenger anymore. You are the message, and it's written in screams. They thought silence would protect them. It became their executioner. They tried to bury the truth beneath polite smiles and fake laughter. They wrapped it in delay, in denial, in desperation. Just give it time, they said. Maybe they'll move on, maybe they'll forget. But they forgot one thing. Time doesn't heal betrayal. It rots it, ferments it, turns it into a poison so potent it spills from your pores in every glance, every word, every step. And now, you walk like vengeance with a memory. You were never searching, you were sharpening. Every unanswered question, a blade, every fake smile you endured, a hammer strike on your armor, every time they whispered about you instead of to you. That was fuel. They didn't see it then, but they were manufacturing their own doom every time they tried to delay the inevitable. The inevitable being you. And now they want to hit undo? Too bad. Now they're all looking at that one person, the one they swore would save them, the one they shoved forward as a sacrifice. Please, tell them, please say something. But that person, they're frozen because they realize there's nothing left to say when someone has already become the storm. You're not waiting to be told anymore. You're telling them now, with every breath, every movement, every smirk that makes their hearts drop. They didn't want to protect you. They wanted to control the moment you found out. They knew truth was a grenade, and they thought if they held it long enough, maybe it would defuse itself. But instead, it detonated in your hands, and you didn't die. You transformed. Now you walk through their ashes, and they still pretend it's snow. Look at them now, shattered, shaking, but not innocent. They keep pointing to that one person. Please, tell them the truth. Maybe they'll listen to you. But they don't realize it's not about listening anymore. It's about reckoning. And reckoning doesn't need permission. You don't care what they think. You don't want an explanation. You want them to feel what you felt when you woke up alone inside a lie they designed. And now, they're trapped inside the nightmare they gave you. You're not even angry anymore. You're focused. This isn't rage. This is cold, clinical, mathematical vengeance. Every move is surgical. Every silence is strategic. You're not reacting. You're orchestrating. They thought bringing someone in to talk to you would tame you, pacify you, redirect you, but all it did was show you how deep the betrayal really went. Please, tell them. Please stop them. But that person won't speak. They're looking into your eyes now. And for the first time ever, They're afraid of the silence. Because your silence doesn't mean confusion anymore. It means you've made peace with the fire you're about to unleash. You are not here for closure. You are here for collapse. No more warnings, no more secrets, no more waiting for someone else to explain what you already feel in your bones. This isn't a conversation. This is a consequence, delivered personally, with precision and no exit. The end isn't coming. The end isn't near. The end is you, and you've already arrived. They prayed for a miracle. They got a mirror. Now every time they look at you, they don't see a person. They see a reflection of every lie they told, every truth they twisted, every moment they chose silence over loyalty. That person they begged to come forward, they're watching in horrified awe, realizing they're no longer the messenger. You are. And your message is written in flames. You weren't waiting for clarity. You were preparing for war. They underestimated the silence, thought it made you passive, docile, obedient. But the silence didn't weaken you. It weaponized you. Every secret they buried was another landmine you learned to walk across without blinking. Now you move with the elegance of death, not loud, not wild, but inevitable. And now they bleed from truths they swore would stay hidden, because every truth they refused to tell you, you dug up yourself. With your bare hands, no guide, no map. Just pain as your compass and betrayal as your GPS. And now, you've arrived, not at the truth, but at their reckoning. And that person, the one they pleaded with to tell you, they're silent not out of fear, but respect, because even they can see it now. You've surpassed the need for answers. You've become the answer. You're not an individual anymore. You're a verdict, delivered cold, delivered late, delivered without remorse. They gambled on time. They bet on your patience. They banked on your silence. And now, time's up. The patience has run out, and your silence, it speaks louder than their loudest screams. They're not begging for the truth to be told. They're begging for the end to be delayed, and it won't be, because you don't run on guilt. You run on clarity, the kind of clarity that poisons liars, that burns cowards, that forces people to stare at the monster they created and realize it's wearing your face. You never needed closure. You needed to become what they fear. And now, every step you take echoes like a countdown. They whisper, they tremble, they say things like, "We should have told them. We should have warned them. We should have been honest." But they weren't. And now you're not interested in what should have been. You're here for what's next, and what's next can't be undone. They made the timeline. You just finished it. And now that person they begged to come to you. They're no longer speaking. They're watching you walk through the ruins they helped create. Watching the world burn from a spark they tried to hide from you. Watching the story end not with forgiveness, but with finality. Tell them, they begged. Tell them before it's too late. But time's a liar too, and your clock stopped ticking the moment they betrayed your trust. Now you move like justice with no pulse, and they can't tell if you're real or if you're the last hallucination before it all goes black. They begged for a messenger, but you became the massacre. And now, they're not praying for truth. They're praying for forgetting. They don't want you to understand anymore. They want you to forget it all ever happened, but you won't. You can't. Because forgetting is for the guilty, and you carry the memory like a weapon, a flawless, sharpened weapon, etched with every time they looked you in the eye and said nothing while your world collapsed behind you. You were the patient, they were the plague, and now the roles have reversed. You're not looking for healing, you're diagnosing the disease. With surgical precision, with no anesthesia, no hesitation, no second chances. Every smile they faked, you remember? Every time they almost told you the truth. You cataloged it, and now you've become the sum of their silence. You gave them time, now you take their peace. They didn't just lie to you. They built a world around the lie, furnished it, lived in it, invited others inside, and left you out in the cold, wondering why the door never opened. But you didn't break in, you waited, and the waiting was the warning. Now you don't need keys, you're walking through walls, and the whole house is burning down behind you. You don't knock anymore, you appear. You show up in their thoughts uninvited, in their dreams, as a shadow at the edge of the bed, in their moments of calm, as the reason they can't breathe. You are the side effect of every lie they swallowed, and they're overdosing the person they begged to come speak to you. They see it now. It wouldn't have made a difference, because the truth wasn't supposed to be spoken. It was supposed to be lived, and they refused. Now every second you exist is a punishment, not because you say anything, but because your silence has weight now. It bends rooms, it breaks smiles, it silences liars without ever raising your voice. They watch you and feel exposed, like you're carrying a mirror that only reflects their rot. And you don't even need to look at them. You just exist, and they unravel. They didn't want to spare you. They wanted to spare themselves. That's why they begged someone else to come forward. They weren't protecting you. They were protecting their image of you, hoping that maybe if you stayed soft, if you stayed in the dark, they could still walk past you without feeling the fire on their necks. But now the fire's inside you, and every breath you take is a furnace. You don't just walk through rooms anymore. You haunt them. They can feel you, even before you speak. The tension, the shift in gravity, the static in the air when you enter. It's not intimidation, it's realization. They know what they did. And that person, the one they begged to save them, they're silent now, not because they fear your anger, but because they've seen your transformation. And it's biblical. Tell them before it's too late, they said. But now, every second with you feels like Judgment Day, wrapped in a grin they'll never forget. You're no longer demanding justice, you're delivering aftermath. This is the part where even regret becomes a luxury. They tried to time the truth, to release it in doses, to feed it to you like poison disguised as medicine. But now, even their remorse is late. Even their tears are selfish, because they aren't crying for you. They're crying for what you've become, and you're not crying at all. You were their experiment in silence. Now you're the result. They wanted to control the narrative, to filter what you saw, to delay your awakening until they were done using your blindness. But you didn't wake up with a whisper. You erupted. And now the smoke they see on the horizon isn't a warning. It's a signature, yours. They hoped you'd break. You didn't. You shifted into something they can't manipulate, can't predict, can't reason with. You're no longer a person they lied to. You're the reckoning that remembers every omission, every glance, every moment they chose to stay quiet while your world unraveled. Now they speak, but it's only to each other, in panic, in code, in whispers. Do you think they know? Do you think they'll come for me? Do you think it's over? It's already over. Not because you screamed, not because you fought, but because you outlasted every version of yourself that would have forgiven them. They wanted your forgiveness like a shield, But you became the blade. And now they try to build excuses, frantic constructions of justification. We didn't know how to tell you. We were trying to protect you. It was for your own good. But excuses are flammable, and your presence is a match.